Welcome to Everyday English with Annie.
It's great to be here.
Today, we're using our English listening practice to tackle what is honestly a massive, glaring contradiction.
Yeah, a really big one.
Right. Because right now, you and I are living in the safest, wealthiest, and most comfortable time in human history. I mean, extreme poverty is down globally.
Violence is trending down too.
Exactly. Lifespans are up. We have cured diseases that used to wipe out entire continents.
We have climate control, endless food delivery.
Infinite entertainment right in our pockets.
Right.
Yet paradoxically, depression, anxiety, and just this profound sense of hopelessness are skyrocketing.
It's everywhere.
So the central mission for you, the listener, today is this. If an easy life is the ultimate goal of all this human progress, why on earth is everyone so miserable?
Well, it is the ultimate paradox of progress, isn't it?
It really is. And to answer this, we're diving into some fascinating notes and excerpts from Mark Manson's writings.
Yes, specifically his work on hope, pain, and the human condition.
Right, because to understand why this is happening, we really have to dissect human psychology at its core.
We do. We're going to look at why actively avoiding pain actually destroys our ability to find meaning in our lives.
Wow.
And how redefining our relationship with suffering might be the only way to live a truly good life.
Okay, so to figure out if an easy life is actually a good life, I guess we first need to look at how the human brain processes a reality that just keeps getting easier.
Exactly. There's this fascinating quirk in how our brains perceive threats.
Okay.
It's perfectly illustrated by a Harvard psychological study known as the blue dot effect.
The blue dot effect. Tell us about that.
So imagine sitting in a laboratory in front of a computer screen, right? The researchers give you one very simple task.
Just one task.
Just one.
Yeah.
Look at a series of dots flashing on the screen and press a button every time you see a blue dot among the purple ones.
Okay, that sounds incredibly straightforward.
It is. At first, the blue dots are obvious. But as the experiment goes on, the researchers secretly start reducing the number of blue dots they show you.
Ah, so the threat or the target is going away.
Exactly. As the blue dots become rare, something bizarre happens to the human brain. The subjects began mistaking purple dots for blue ones.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Their perception literally expanded to include things that weren't the target at all, simply because they were expecting to find it.
That is wild. So their brains just changed what they were seeing to fit what they expected to find.
Right. If there aren't enough blue dots, the brain just invents them.
Which is kind of terrifying, honestly.
It is. And it brings us to the sociologist Emil Durkheim.
Oh, right.
He proposed a famous thought experiment back in the 19th century that mirrors this exact psychological glitch.
What was the experiment?
Well, he asked, what if we created a utopian society with absolutely no crime?
Okay.
What if every single person was perfectly respectful, equal, and provided for?
I mean, you would think everyone would just be perfectly happy. No crime, no stress, utopia achieved.
Right, but Durkheim argued the exact opposite. He said conflicts wouldn't cease in that utopia at all.
It wouldn't.
No. Instead, the society would simply elevate minor, everyday indiscretions to the level of severe crimes.
Oh, wow. So, if someone used the wrong tone of voice.
Exactly. It would be treated with the same outrage we currently reserve for assault or robbery.
That makes so much sense.
The psychological takeaway here is that human perception expects a certain baseline of adversity.
A baseline of adversity.
Yeah. As your life gets easier and safer, you don't necessarily get happier. You simply amplify smaller and smaller problems to fit your expected quota of stress.
It's like how our grandparents survived global wars, economic depressions, and famines. And today we have a full-blown existential meltdown if the Wi-Fi drops out for 10 minutes.
That is the perfect analogy.
Our brains are literally just turning the purple dots of a Wi-Fi outage into the blue dots of a life-shattering crisis.
We invent the crisis because we need one.
But hold on, that feels completely backward to everything we are taught, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, everything about the logic of human progress says that if we can just rationally eliminate our problems, we will be happy. Isn't that the whole point of logic?
You would think so.
To build a world where we reason our way into a good life.
So you're touching on what philosophers call the classic assumption.
The classic assumption.
Yeah. For centuries, thinkers from Socrates to Descartes argued that our reason should subjugate our emotions.
Right, logic should always win.
Exactly. The belief was that if you are undisciplined or unhappy, it's simply a moral failing.
Oh, interesting.
You just need to use your powerful logical brain to command your messy emotional brain to be happy and enjoy your easy life.
Which sounds great in theory.
Right, but modern neurology proves this classic assumption is a complete illusion.
And nothing shatters that illusion quite like this tragic real-life medical case from the notes, the case of a man named Elliot.
Yes, Elliot's story is incredibly revealing.
Walk us through what happened to him.
So, Elliot was the picture of rational success. He was a highly effective corporate executive, a great father, a well-liked guy in his community.
He had it all together.
He really did. But he started suffering from these terrible headaches, and doctors discovered a baseball-sized tumor on his frontal lobe.
A baseball-sized tumor. That is huge.
It was. The surgeons went in, successfully removed the tumor, and physically, he recovered perfectly.
Okay, good.
His IQ remained incredibly high. His memory was flawless.
Wow.
Yeah, his logical reasoning and math skills were completely intact.
So according to that classic assumption, the idea that logic and reason are all we need to navigate the world, Elliot should have become like an ultra-efficient, logic-driven machine.
Right. He should have been the ultimate CEO.
But that isn't what happened, is it?
Not at all. Instead, his life completely unraveled.
Oh, so?
He would sit in his office and spend hours deliberating over agonizingly simple decisions, like whether to use a blue pen or a black pen to sign a document.
Just sitting there frozen over a pen.
Yes. He couldn't prioritize tasks. He ended up losing his job.
Oh, no.
He made terrible financial investments and lost his life savings. His wife left him. He ended up essentially homeless.
That is so tragic.
It is. And the most shocking part of this entire tragedy, he felt absolutely zero remorse, sadness, or frustration about any of it.
Because the surgery to remove the tumor inadvertently severed the connection to his emotional centers, right?
Exactly.
It completely destroyed his capacity to feel anything at all. He became a total indifference machine.
Which led the neuroscientist who studied him, Antonio Damasio, to make a profound revelation.
What did he find?
He discovered that action is emotion. We think of logic as this supreme decision-making tool, but let's look at the mechanics of that blue pen versus black pen dilemma.
Right, how does logic actually fail there?
Well, logic can only list the pros and cons.
Okay.
The logical brain says the blue pen is standard for legal documents, but the black pen scans better in the copy machine. The blue pen has slightly more ink, but the black pen is closer to my hand.
It just keeps going.
Exactly. Logic just creates an endless, infinite loop of data.
Right.
Without emotion to step in and say, I just like the blue one better, or I feel anxious about taking too long, just grab the black one. The logical brain is paralyzed.
Wow. So without the ability to assign emotional value to outcomes, to feel that losing your job is bad and staying with your family is good, decision-making becomes literally impossible.
Literally impossible. Logic alone cannot tell you what is actually important.
I want to run with an analogy here from the source material because this completely flips how we view our own minds.
Oh, a car analogy.
Yes. Think about the consciousness car. We all walk around thinking our logical thinking brain is the driver of our life's car.
Right.
Like it's got its hands on the wheel navigating the roads of life, and we think our impulsive feeling brain is just this noisy passenger in the back seat.
Shouting out bad ideas.
Exactly, like eat that donut or text your ex.
Right.
But Elliot's case proves that it's the exact opposite.
The feeling brain is the one gripping the steering wheel.
Yes. The thinking brain is just the navigator sitting in the passenger seat, furiously drawing maps to justify wherever the feeling brain has already decided it wants to go.
It is a really humbling realization. We don't act because we logically deduce we should. We act because we feel we should.
Right.
Our values are ultimately determined by what brings us pain and what relieves it. The feeling brain drives the car, and it steers purely by navigating toward comfort and away from suffering.
So like when you are staring at the fridge at midnight, your feeling brain has already decided it wants to eat the chocolate cake to relieve the stress of the day.
Oh, absolutely.
And your thinking brain is just sitting in the passenger seat inventing logical reasons why you deserve it.
Yeah, like, well, I walked an extra 1,000 steps today, so mathematically it balances out.
Exactly. The logic merely serves the emotion.
It does.
But here is where it gets really interesting for all of us today.
Okay.
If our impulsive feeling brain is the one driving, and its natural biological instinct is always to avoid pain and seek comfort,
Right.
what happens to us when modern society builds an entire global economy dedicated to giving the feeling brain exactly what it wants, like a perfectly easy life?
Well, what happens is that we become deeply miserable.
Miserable.
Yeah. There has been a massive shift in the modern economy over the last century.
Tell me more about that.
In the past, human progress was driven by innovations. And innovations are things that actively upgrade our pain.
Upgrade our pain.
Yes. For example, replacing the horrific, life-altering pain of polio with the minor temporary pain of a vaccine needle.
Right, it's a huge upgrade.
It is still a pain, but it is a vastly superior, more manageable problem to have.
So we were upgrading our problems, but today it feels like we aren't upgrading pain anymore.
No, we aren't.
We're just trying to eliminate it entirely.
Exactly. Today, the economy is largely driven by diversions.
Diversion.
Diversions don't upgrade pain, they merely numb it. They help the feeling brain avoid the discomfort of existence entirely.
Like endlessly scrolling through short-form videos.
Or binge-watching television for hours, or chasing the next fleeting consumer trend.
Right.
These actions don't solve our underlying problems or give us meaning. They just distract the feeling brain so it doesn't have to feel the friction of reality.
Chasing life hacks and endless diversions is like eating empty calories for the soul.
That's a great way to put it.
It feels incredibly good for a second, but it leaves you completely starving for actual meaning.
Yes.
And it creates this illusion of freedom. We equate freedom with having variety.
We really do.
We think that having 20 different brands of cereal to choose from or endless travel destinations to post on social media makes us free.
But that isn't real freedom. That is just a dizzying array of meaningless choices.
It's fake freedom.
It is fake freedom. Real freedom is found through self-limitation.
Self-limitation.
Yeah, it is consciously choosing what you are willing to sacrifice for something deeper. It is about depth, not breadth. True freedom is deciding you're going to commit to one career, one partner, one community, and accepting the limitations that come with that choice. Because that limitation is where meaning is actually forged.
Because if you don't choose your limitations, you just end up sprinting on the hedonic treadmill.
Well, the hedonic treadmill is exhausting.
It is. We constantly chase this imagine 10 out of 10 in happiness. We think, if I just get that promotion or if I just buy that new house, I will finally be a 10 and my life will be easy.
But no matter what we buy or achieve, that blue dot effect kicks in.
It always does.
Our expectations shift to match our new reality, and we snap right back down to a baseline 7 out of 10 of mild dissatisfaction.
This is the tragic irony of the easy life. By constantly indulging the feeling brain's desire to avoid pain through diversions, we don't become happier.
No, we don't.
We just become incredibly fragile.
Exactly. When you shelter a mind from all stress, friction, and adversity, it loses its ability to cope with reality.
So, if chasing happiness and an easy life just puts us on a treadmill and makes us emotionally weak, how do we actually grow up?
That is the big question.
Like, how do we build a good life if we can't just aim for an easy one?
Well, since avoiding pain makes us fragile, the only path to a genuinely good life is learning how to suffer for the right reasons.
Suffer for the right reasons. Okay.
To understand how we do this, we need to look at the 3 distinct stages of psychological maturity.
The 3 stages.
Yeah. Think about how a toddler operates in the world.
Right. So stage 1 is just pure childhood.
Exactly.
A child's value system is driven entirely by immediate pleasure and pain. Ice cream is good because it feels good right now. A hot stove is bad because it hurts right now.
They live completely in the present moment sensations.
Right. A child cannot comprehend anything beyond their immediate gratification, which perfectly explains the epic meltdowns when you take a toy away from a 2-year-old.
Oh, absolutely.
To them, losing that tiny pleasure is literally the end of the world.
And then, ideally, we grow into adolescence. The teenager realizes that they cannot just seek immediate pleasure all the time without consequences.
They realize the world has other people in it.
Yes. So we learn how to play the game. We start navigating the world through bargaining, rules, and external validation.
Right.
The adolescent does things to get a reward or avoid punishment, like, I will study hard so I can get a good grade, or
I will dress this way so people think I'm cool.
it is highly transactional.
Yeah.
People and situations are seen merely as a means to an end. I will do X for you if you do Y for me.
And honestly, a lot of adults get permanently stuck right there in that adolescent phase.
Way too many.
They treat every romantic relationship, every friendship, and every career move like a transaction.
Always calculating.
Yeah, they network just to use people to get ahead. They're always keeping score.
Which is why reaching true adulthood is so rare and so difficult.
Tell us about the final stage.
Adulthood is the final stage, and it is driven by virtues and unconditional acts.
Unconditional acts.
Yes. An adult does the right thing simply because it is the right thing to do, regardless of the pain or pleasure it brings.
That's a high bar.
It is. You are honest even when the truth hurts you. You love someone without demanding they love you back. You don't bargain with your principles.
This links directly to the philosopher Immanuel Kant, doesn't it?
It does.
He formulated what he called the formula of humanity, which is essentially the ultimate rule book for reaching adulthood.
Kant's formula of humanity states, treat yourself and others always as an end, never merely as a means.
That is such a powerful shift in
That
perspective.
changes everything.
When you are stuck in that transactional adolescent phase, you treat people as a means to your own end.
Right.
But when you chase an easy, diversion-filled life, you are basically treating your own consciousness, your own life, as a mere means to a pleasurable end.
You are.
You are essentially saying to yourself, my only value in this universe is how much comfort I can consume, and that completely destroys your self-respect.
To build genuine self-respect, we have to develop what is called anti-fragility.
Anti-fragility.
Think about human biology. If you sit on the couch all day and avoid all physical stress, your muscles don't stay the same. They atrophy.
Your bones become brittle.
Exactly. They need the physical stress and micro tears of exercise to grow stronger.
Right.
The human mind works the exact same way. It needs pain, challenge, and chaos to develop meaning and resilience. Without emotional and mental friction, your character atrophies.
It's fascinating because you can see this psychological need for meaning and friction play out objectively across history.
You really can.
Like if you look at extreme political movements, whether it's the rise of Soviet communism, the tragedies of the 20th century, or fringe ideological groups in the U.S. like the LaRouche students.
Right. And just to pause here, we want to be very clear that we aren't taking any sides or endorsing any politics here. We're reporting purely on these psychological mechanics of why people join these groups to find hope.
Absolutely. Completely impartial. We are just looking at the mechanics at play. People are desperate to escape the pain of meaninglessness.
Yes, they are.
When people lack a purpose that treats them as an end, they feel a void. And they will construct intense value systems and narratives, even highly destructive ones, just to have a problem to solve and a reason to hope.
Because the pursuit of meaning is a deeply powerful, completely neutral psychological force.
Right.
It can be directed toward incredible good or unspeakable tragedy. A profound example of directing it toward the good and demonstrating ultimate anti-fragility is the story of the meditating monk, cked.
This is the Buddhist monk who, in 1963, sat in the middle of a busy intersection in Saigon.
Yes.
He had gasoline poured over his body and lit himself on fire in political protest against the oppression of Buddhists.
It's a harrowing image.
And as he burned to death, he didn't move a single muscle. He didn't scream. He just...
A sobering image that shocks the conscience. But it perfectly illustrates a core concept from Buddhism regarding pain.
What is that concept?
The Buddha taught that suffering in life is like being shot by 2 arrows.
2 arrows.
The first arrow is the physical pain of existence. It is the actual event, the injury, the financial loss, the illness, the physical fire. Okay. That first arrow is completely unavoidable.
Right, things just happen to us.
But the second arrow is the mental suffering. It is the story we spin in our heads about how unfair it is, how we didn't deserve it, how our lives are permanently ruined.
Oh, wow.
The second arrow is optional.
So through decades of intense meditation and discipline, cked had trained his mind to completely separate that first arrow from the second.
He did.
He absolutely experienced the intense physical pain of the fire, but he chose not to attach the mental suffering to it.
Exactly.
He treated his own consciousness, his own cause, as an end in itself, holding on to his virtues, even in the face of the ultimate adversity.
What's vital to pull from that extreme example is the realization that pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice.
Suffering is a choice.
Yes. A good life isn't a life without pain. A good life is a life where you have chosen your pain carefully for a purpose that actually matters to you.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener, right now, navigating your own life? We started this deep dive with a central mission. Is an easy life a good life?
Right.
And after looking at the paradox of progress, the blue dot effect, the neurology of the feeling brain, and the trap of the hedonic treadmill, the answer is a resounding no.
A huge no.
An easy, pain-free life strips you of meaning. It keeps you trapped in childish transactional values.
It starves your soul of real freedom.
It really does. And it makes you so emotionally fragile that you break down when the Wi-Fi drops.
A truly good life embraces chosen limitations. It embraces unconditional virtues.
Right.
It accepts that pain is the universal constant of the human experience.
Right.
Rather than numbing it with endless diversions, a mature mind uses that necessary pain to grow, to build anti-fragility, and to construct a meaningful identity.
Because pain is the currency of our values. Without the risk of loss, without struggle, without sacrificing something of yourself, nothing you achieve means anything.
It's empty.
So don't run from the pain, choose it. Find the pain you are willing to sustain.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a final, rather mind-bending thought to take with you.
Oh, I love these.
You've established that pain is the universal constant, and that our human algorithms, our feeling brains, are actually wired to need conflict, friction, and adversity in order to maintain hope and a sense of purpose.
Right.
The blue dot effect proves that without a problem to solve, our brains will literally invent them. We will lose our minds without a struggle.
Our brains basically demand a certain quota of stress just to function properly.
So what happens in the future with artificial intelligence?
Oh, boy.
We are currently racing to build highly advanced AI whose sole directive is to make human lives perfectly easy, perfectly safe, and perfectly peaceful.
Which is the dream, supposedly.
But if the AI becomes truly intelligent and understands human psychology better than we do, will the AI eventually realize that a perfectly easy life will drive humans completely insane? Will the machines of the future be forced to secretly simulate artificial crises, fake conflicts, and manageable disasters for us, just to harvest our hope and keep our fragile minds psychologically intact?
It really makes you wonder, like if our grandparents survived global wars just so we could complain about the internet cked, maybe the ultimate job of future technology won't be fixing the router.
Maybe not.
Maybe the AI will have to break the router on purpose just to give us a problem to overcome so we still feel alive.
Exactly.
Well, that is definitely something for you to ponder long after this deep dive ends. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time.